we are filing a class action lawsuit against Congressman HUFFMAN and Congressman THOMPSON, who have continued to vote to send money to Israel in violation of U.S. law and international law. It does not cost money, and it just requires that you are in either congressman's district and that you file federal taxes, because this is why it's a class action lawsuit. As federal taxpayers, we are complicit in funding this genocide, and we want our congresspeople to stop our involvement.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We're here, we're talking with Roby Tenorio. It's the Humboldt Committee for Peace and Justice. So that's one of a few different groups here in Humboldt and on the North Coast that are all kind of rallying for this cause. And ultimately, in the big picture, I know there's a couple things coming on the horizon, and maybe you can foreshadow that for us.
Right. Well, we came here today to continue to bring attention to the fact that we are financially, morally, and physically supporting the genocide in Gaza. Amnesty International just came out and clarified that it is in fact a genocide. And so we're here bringing attention to that and hoping that the United States can stop funding the war and giving some limits to Israel, and if that happened, it would end. We have joined, Humboldt Committee for Peace and Justice has joined with the Taxpayers Against Genocide, and we are filing a class action lawsuit against Congressman HUFFMAN and Congressman THOMPSON, who have continued to vote to send money to Israel in violation of U.S. law and international law, specifically the fact that we are well aware of. The United States has received very clear documentation that medical and food and humanitarian aid in general is being denied to the people of Gaza, and yet we still are arming Israel. So the class action lawsuit is basically coming together and saying the people in these congressmen's districts have been forced into supporting genocide by their votes. This is our money. Everyone knows we need it here at home. It's our money, and it's being used to fund this genocidal campaign by Israel. So we are asking them and compelling them to stop those votes for that money.
Okay, and so this hasn't been, the lawsuit is pending, is that right? Hasn't been served yet? It's sort of in the works.
It's in the works.
And people are still able to sign on to that, is that correct?
Yes. If you go to our website, humboldtpeacecommittee.org, you'll see a link there for a way to join on. It does not cost money, and it just requires that you are in either congressman's district and that you file federal taxes, because this is why it's a class action lawsuit. As federal taxpayers, we are complicit in funding this genocide, and we want our congresspeople to stop our involvement.
Since we last spoke, arrest warrants have been issued by the International Criminal Court against Netanyahu and others.
The United States has explicitly said that they are considering sanctioning the UN for issuing those arrest warrants, and that is just gosh awful. I mean, they are refusing to follow the laws of the United States. They're refusing to follow the laws, international laws.
Yeah.
As far as denying UN moves, the United States again vetoed a ceasefire. I believe it was the fourth or fifth time that the United States cast a veto vote, and it's actually shameful.
Kind of single-handedly preventing that ceasefire agreement from going forward.
Yes, all with blame.
Yeah.
All with blame on the Palestinian people.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the concept of international law being considered irrelevant by people who support the state of Israel?
Well, it's tragic. It's tragic that we cannot, as the most rich and most powerful country on the planet, cannot support international law. I don't think that we need to um, use the international law, though, because the United States has its own laws, 6 laws specifically that are being violated by supplying Israel with weapons. The Leahy Law,
okay.
the Foreign Assistance Act. Yes, so that we have plenty of U.S. laws that are being broken.
It is a complicated and a nuanced issue, and there are people who feel very passionately about it on both sides, and I feel like there is a lack of information on
There
one
is
end.
there is a lack of information, and there is a lack of knowledge of the history, and most people feel that I've talked to feel that it's a little bit too complicated for them to understand. They tend to feel that it's an ancient disagreement, or that it's a far away problem that isn't affecting us, so we should just not worry about it. It's too complicated. They figure people who are more knowledgeable and informed are taking care of it as it should be. There's a fear of terrorism, but I can assure you that there is no need to understand the very complicated history to know that we should not be spending our tax money to starve and kill and displace the Palestinian people. 70% of the casualties in Gaza are women and children. So that's enough information right there for us to know that this is wrong. This is morally wrong for us, and we need to stop supporting basically a country that's gone rogue. Israel has now bombed Syria, Yemen, Lebanon, and continues to bomb Gaza and the West Bank.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Short time passing. Where have the mothers in Gaza gone? Short time gone. Where have all the mothers in Gaza gone?
Evacuated, killed, or maimed, almost everyone. When will we ever learn?
When will we ever learn? Where have all the children gone? Short time passing.
Where have all the children in Gaza gone? Short time ago. Where have all the children in Gaza gone? Children and orphans and everyone. When will we ever learn? talking. Thank you for singing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What the students say, from Columbia Uni all the way to LA. Living unify and rise in the coolest way. Free Palestine to the grave. Not a single cut, there's a lot of love. You know what you got with a Rayco on the water jug. It's not a clip, only it's a life lesson. If you're resourceful, anything can be the right weapon. Bong, 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 what the students say. From Columbia Uni all the way to LA. Living unify and rise in the coolest way.